Hey, Jesse.
Lindsay, I am raging against the machine.
So I usually ask Jesse what he's had to drink, but show him your cut water that you are.
Oh yeah, I did a cup water and I did things, but
Not cup water, cut water.
cut CUT water. It's rough. It's rough, Lindsay. But we're twinsies now.
Yes.
Throw that away. Are you done with that?
I'm almost done.
Do it. Go, 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 go. She did it.
One more sip.
Oh, go, 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 go. She did it again.
All right.
Oops,
Welcome to.
I did it again. Cheers.
Welcome to Raw, Uncut, and Unedited Drunk About Something, where we recap our episode from last Friday.
Yeah, we're doing Great Vista Bays.
Great Vista Bay.
And that's what we do. We do these things, and I slosh around and follow you into the darkness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm moving my mic around. I'm sorry if y'all hear that. Okay, so today we are recapping our episode about Ed Kemper, who was called the co-ed killer.
Shit.
So Ed was born Edmund, and he was the third on December 18th, 1948, and he was from Burbank, California, and he was a 13-pound baby.
Yeah.
13 pounds. Can you imagine? No wonder Clarnell was mean to him his whole life. He came out 13
I don't know,
pounds.
dude. Like earlier at work, we ate all that Chinese food and everything. I feel like I was going into labor, and I felt like I had a 13-pound baby. Just saying. It was rough. It was a rough one.
Now, he was born to Clarnell and Ed Jr., and Ed Jr. was a World War II veteran who tested nuclear weapons.
Yes, it's crazy.
But when he got out of the service, he became an electrician, and that was apparently not good enough for Clarnell. She called his job very menial, and she was a very mean woman. She was
one of those chicks that like pops her bubble early, right? Yeah. When the dude comes out, they're all like popping the bubble. Not to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
No. I'm not sure what you mean. Like Dunice?
No, like they do like the reveal, and there's like a line of chicks, and they're all like popping this balloon or whatever, and they're popping the little bubble, and I don't know. I'll just show you one. It's funny because of how shallow people can be, and they're like just like, no, you're an electrician. I can't take it. I won't.
An electrician is a good job. My God.
Any trade is a fucking good job. Come on, dude. Any of that. So anyhow.
Now, yeah. Ed, okay, so we do in the episode talk about what we like to call the serial killer salad, which is everything that leads up to these people, the events that possibly can lead them into what they become. But I'm going to tell you, on this one, I just really think that Ed was born sour. Because he was, before any real traumatic events happened in his life, he was already stalking his teacher in second grade by going to her house with a bayonet in hand, his father's bayonet. He was stalking her. And then when his sisters found out, he had two sisters, he was the middle of two sisters. When they found out that he had a crush, they would tease him and say, well, are you going to kiss her? You know how kids do. And he was like, no.
I'd have to kill her. Yeah. So if you check out the actual episode that we did, 71, right? Mm-hmm. 71. Damn, Lindsay. If you check it out, like everything that builds up, and then listening to Ed Kemper when he's talking all of his real shit, actually in audio, and he's saying all of his words and re-encanting everything that he's went through and all the things. There's a lot that builds up to his fear. There's a lot that builds up to his competitiveness between his mother and his sisters. That is big part of the salad. It's a real big part of the salad. So I don't think that he was like born sour. I think with his dad leaving, that you'll probably talk about that now. I'm probably a little early right now, but I think
it's okay. This is recap.
Yeah,
Unedited.
I think that I got to put this out here because I think that the whole salad that was built upon him, he was disassociating livelihood into a point to where homicide was just a part of it, and it was natural, and it was like accepted in his own mind,
Well, also, I want to make sure I did not share this yesterday, but I want to make sure I share that the audiobook of his interview on Instagram.
Yeah.
So be looking for that. So
It's rough.
Clarnell, she starts to get kind of paranoid. Okay, so mom and dad split up. And she takes the kids, Clarnell takes the kids to Montana from California. Dad stays in California. And he gets remarried, has a whole new family. So Clarnell is over here in Montana, and she starts locking Ed in a basement every night. He cannot get out of this basement without her physically opening the door because she early on had paranoia that he would molest her daughters, his sisters. And I don't know. I mean, it never happened, but that caused a lot of isolation with Ed. And he does say that isolation, like he describes it in the interview that we both listened to. Like I listened to it before. I had Jesse listen to it after we recorded our episode. And you understand a lot. Isolation, like being locked in a basement is insane and can absolutely just tear your mind apart. It isolates you so bad. I mean, he literally says that he met the devil in this basement because it's dark. All he's got is a like you see in the movies, like one of those waving bare light bulbs.
Yeah, just one bulb. And it was far away from his bed.
Right.
In the fear of just getting up.
The darkness around him.
Turning that off and then going to bed. He was like, I don't.
I would have never turned it off. At me as a kid, I slept with a closet light on my whole life. And now my kids have all done it. Because it's that darkness in there.
He actually said that, he didn't support the devil. He feared it. He was scared, and he felt like the fear itself created a whole different entity of himself. Like him living in just a concrete basement, just with nothing but one light bulb. And then him by himself, it created a whole lot. And he spent a lot of time with him and himself and the manifestation of everything that just conspired in his mind became dark.
And so he's isolated. He's dealing with these fears. It's darkness all around him. He has really no understanding as to why he's having to sleep in the basement. And this just kind of makes him hate women. So keep that in mind. So after he gets enough of Clarnell, and he just takes off back to his father. He runs away from home, and this was at 14. He goes to Los Angeles to live with his father, but he's got a whole new family, and he's got a whole new wife. Now, he lived there for a little while, but
shit wasn't working out.
The stepmom was kind of weary of Ed, and he's, like I said, he was the 13-pound baby. He's already a giant by 13. I think he was 6'3" at 13 years old.
He had a 13 size shoe at that time.
And he will go on to be 6'9", will be his final growth height. Yeah. But he's 6'3", which is Jesse's full grown height.
And
he's a giant.
During that time, he was even making jokes about him and his dad wearing the same size shoe. And then he had a bigger shoe than his dad.
And his dad was 6'7". And
they had this, but they went out and bought the same kind of shoe, which is not what we talked about, actually. It's not what Lindsay talked about, but him and his dad bought the same kind of shoe, the same brand, and that looked exactly the same. His dad had like a 12 and he had a 13. And his dad remembers, he was recanting a story where he said his dad went to work and wearing a size 12 and his feet was all hurting and then he was wearing his daddy's shoes, before he went to his grandparents, right? That's how big this guy was. I mean, he was just a huge human.
huge.
Yeah,
I mean, look up photos. They're all over Google.
Yeah. And
you can see how big Ed was.
Yeah, and I even made a joke where it was like 369, because he wasn't fine, but still, like I made the joke because he was like 6'9" as a full grown man, 300 pounds. So this is a big dude, and he wasn't even like he wasn't overweight by any means. He was just a tall ass big dude.
So at full grown 6'9", he was 300 pounds, which is pretty normal.
Yeah.
For a guy that height.
Weight,
yeah. He had a little bit of a belly, but he was huge. Excuse me. I'm burping on here on the raw, uncut, and unedited.
You're allowed to. You can be loud as fuck if you want to.
So his dad is like trying to be compliant with the new wife, with the stepmom. So he sends him to his parents' house, which is Ed Sr. And do I have the grandmother's name? Give me just a second.
You did say it like in the actual episode. I know it's there. She's checking out her notes. All the notes be noting.
I don't have it in the notes, so I did not say no. So at 15 years old, he goes to live with his grandparents, his paternal grandparents. And if I didn't make this clear already, so Clarnell, his mother, was already like domineering, emasculating, treated him like shit. So he goes to the grandparents. He describes his grandparents. And so they're in Sierra Nevada. And he describes his grandfather as senile, and his grandmother is also constantly emasculating.
Yeah, she's like controlling him.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want to step into another position where he felt like he was, in the same situation as what he was with his mom.
Right.
Yeah.
So on August 27th, 1964, Ed was only 15 years old when he killed both of his grandparents.
That was when I started saying, holy shit, Lindsay.
Well, that's where it should have ended.
Yeah.
That's where the story should have ended. But unfortunately, it does not, because when he goes to prison for these murders, they find him intelligent. He's got a high IQ. He's helping them administer psych tests.
Yeah.
He is a model prisoner, and they let him out when he's 21 years old.
Yeah, which is
2 murders.
It's a really rough situation whenever you kill your own grandma because you don't.
And he literally says,
because of her.
I just wanted to see what it was like.
Yeah. Yeah. And Lindsay did not tell the whole story there, so you have to check that out. She didn't tell it.
Yeah, I give you just a little taste
She
so you
didn't
can
tell
go
the
back.
whole story that happened at Grandma and Grandpa's. No, she didn't.
So he gets out. This is 1969. And there's something that I missed. Oh, and much to so everybody is advising, or all the psychiatrists, all the people that have been working with Ed during his time in prison have said, do not release him to Clarnell. Guess who he gets released to?
Right back to California. Right back to.
She was in Montana. Now she's in California. Yeah. So he goes back to California.
Yep.
And she is living in.
Where's my drink? I forgot. There it is.
Where is Clarnell living at that time? I said it. Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. Yeah.
Santa Cruz. So the actual town was Optos. Now during his initial visit to prison, Clarnell has remarried and divorced again, and she's working at the University of California, Santa Cruz. So Ed is staying with her. She's still Clarnell. She's still doing her thing. Now he tries to get away from her for a while and stays with a roommate.
So now he's like a full adult, right?
Yeah. Now he is 6'9", 300 pounds.
Full ass adult.
Yeah.
And he's coming back in the same situation. And Mama's just like doing Mama, right? He's just got dumped off into that after being incarcerated and being a murder charge, which could be
double homicide.
Okay. Well, we didn't talk about the other one. We won't. And that's already 2.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's got 2 under his belt. he's out of prison.
Yeah.
Within 6 years.
Yeah.
He
feels like he's trying to rebuild, but he's getting dumped off into the same thing that created his fucking horrific story to begin with already.
His record ends up getting expunged. Okay. And during all of this, he's trying to become a police officer. But guess what? He's too big.
Yeah.
He's too big to become a police officer. And I honestly believe that if he had become one, what I'm going to talk about next probably wouldn't have happened. But I guess there is a height.
That would have been the turning point. I always try to find a turning point. I feel like that would have been the turning point if they would have just accepted him and just let him build off of that career. He would have had something better to do other than what he did.
Well, he ends up becoming friends with all the cops in town, and he hangs out with them at the bar that they drink out called the Jury Room. But just things go awry. So he's staying with a roommate. He gets a motorcycle, and yes, he is. He's on a motorcycle. He gets into an accident that wasn't his fault. He gets paid out a settlement of $15,000, which is equal to $109,000 in today's money, which still is insane to me.
It is. So, I mean, if he wouldn't have continued onto the path, and I'm gonna tell you not to actually talk about the day that he was getting expunged from the murder.
No. Go back to our episode.
I'm not going to talk about that. Go to the episode because you need to check that shit out. Like literally as his shit was getting exonerated and his slate was going to be cleaned, shit was already in his trunk. That is horrifically insane to me. Lindsay just kills me on this one, dude. It was so thick.
So thick.
And it did not stop after that because he was just like cruising the strip and picking up chicks and just doing some crazy shit.
Well, this is during the height of hitchhiking, okay? So he takes the money and he gets a yellow 1969 Ford Galaxy. He's driving around and he notices, there's a lot of women hitchhiking at this time. And like I said, he learned he spent a lot of time hating women. And so at first he's giving rides. He's just picking up hitchhiking women. He's giving rides, and he says that he picks up 150 women.
Yeah, he's learning
safely.
The game. Yeah, he's learning the game. He's just like, how do I figure out what I'm going to do whenever I can?
I'll be right back.
You got to go pee?
Yes, you can keep talking. I'll be right back.
So much too because
I'll say you can read my notes and talk if you want to.
Read them, dude. I know everything about them. I don't need these sons of bitches. So, okay, what Lindsay's trying to build up to is he's learning the game. Dude is just like he's traveling around. And he's around a university and he's picking up people and he's taking them to places being the good guy, right? And it winds up turning into, of course, what we wind up talking about. You guys really need to go back and check out all the shit we talked about. Episode 71 on drinkaboutsomething.site. You can check all that stuff. But so he's just like practicing what he becomes, and he winds up doing some horrific ass shit. Oh my God. This shit has just, when she talks about these stories, it is killing me, dude. Oh, I don't even want to go back to them in my mind. The things that he does and the things that she's going to tell you just in this recap alone. Lindsay, you got to get back over here from your pee session. But so he's just practicing and learning the craft of what he crafts into this most horrific thing that I've ever heard in my life. Goddamn, Ed Kemper.
So what I'm going to do in this recap is just like with Dorothea's, because I want you to go and listen to the full episode. I'm basically going to name his victims, but I want you to go listen to the full episode to find out what happens. Because I honestly, I don't want to repeat that.
No, that's where I'm over here. I'm like, I don't want to say it, so I'm talking in circles, but I'm going to hold this mini up because we came to that at the end of it, but still.
Well, I don't know if he talks about it, but while he's riding around, he gets what's called zapples, which this becomes a sexual urge along with homicide. Okay. So he starts stalking his car with handcuffs, knives, plastic bags, and blankets. So his victims that, like I said, I want you to go to the full episode to learn about everything that happened. So he picks up Marianne Pierce and Anita Lucheza, and they were students at Fresno State, and they just wanted to go to Stanford and visit some friends. Okay. So then he picks up a dance student. She's Korean, and she's just trying to get to her dance class. She missed her bus. She's just trying to get to a dance class. Ed's conveniently hanging around. And he does this thing where he's got a watch, and he's checking his watch, and he's like, you know what? Come on, hurry up, let's go.
So he's so intelligent, and he's just like
so
speaking to all these people.
What did I say his IQ was? It ended up being like 145.
Yeah. Perfect police officer he would have been. Honestly, if you put him into that perspective as being an investigator or a good ass cop, if he would have just transitioned into that, he would have been amazing. He would have been,
he learned. So he first two victims, then he gets the third, which is Ika Koo. So now there is, news about missing women and possible serial killer, but he's hanging out at this jury room and he's learning that they don't have any leads. So he keeps going. So his next victim would be Cynthia Ann Shao, who was from Cabrillo College. And I'm not going to talk about what happens to her. And then, because I want you to go to the episode. Like I said, I can't repeat it. Like, once is enough. So then he gets Rosalind Thorpe and Allison Liu. And they become victims on the actual campus. So by this time, there is word out. Don't accept any rides from anybody that doesn't have a university sticker. Well, guess what? Ed's mom has a university sticker and gives one to Ed because she works for the university.
Yeah, he's in the middle of like going and hobnobbing with all the cops. So he knows what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. So he's already knowing how to dodge
and what they're not looking for.
And he has this full-on infatuation with his sexual, horrific, mortified vibe.
Ooh, that's loud.
Going on. Yeah. So no, he is just doing the most. I mean, we're talking about full on. I don't even want to say it, Lindsay. I mean, it's bad, dude. It is so bad. The shit that he has done with these women after he has done what he did with them.
Like I said, we don't want to talk about it again.
It's bad.
So then his next victim is the root of all the problems, which would be his mother, Clarnell. And then after Clarnell, he's like, oh my God, she's got a best friend that could possibly miss her and worry about her.
Had to take her out too.
And took her out, which her name was Sally. Where is her last name? I think it was Hallett. And then he takes off. He feels like nobody's looking for him. It's crazy, but he takes off as though they are. And he drives, what did I say, 1,000 miles.
Listening to Freebird.
Oh my God. Probably.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He gets to Pueblo, Colorado, and then he's like, you know what? I have no purpose anymore. And he turns himself in. But when he calls the police that he knows, that he drinks with
just like,
every day.
No fucking way, dude.
They're like, Ed, you're drunk. Go home. No fucking way.
Your Freebird weren't turned up loud enough. He's like, okay, so he drove that far listening to the radio to find out actually.
And on like trucker's pills, like no-dos and shit.
Yeah. He was listening to the radio to find out if he was actually caught. Like if there was something actually going to tie back to him. He was like, found out after that 1,000-mile journey that nobody was looking for his ass. They were actually looking for somebody else, which
we'll talk about later on.
Ed
It's going to be a
Kemper,
whole different case.
he actually spent time with him, dude. Lindsay, you go on up with it, dude. This is crazy.
So he calls back several times before the police actually believe him, and he was apprehended.
Yeah.
And he would be found guilty on all 8 counts. And like I said, in the middle of all this, Ed's record had been expunged. And these cops that he was hanging out with every day, pretty much, had no idea that he had murdered his grandparents.
Is 2 people before. And he's hobnobbing and drinking fucking, he's probably, I don't know if he's drinking this shit right here, this cut water here, Lindsay. I don't even know if he was drinking these Vista Bays because they weren't out then either. But, I mean, he was hanging out at the bar.
He was drinking warm Milwaukee's.
That motherfucker was drinking motherfucking Schlitz malt lacquer.
No, so I had a manager in the past that told me that in this late 60s, early 70s, before Quaaludes were no longer a thing, that what they would do was they would drink a warm old Milwaukee with a Quaalude, and they would call that a stumble cookie.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
No, I've heard this. Yeah, no. Wait a minute. I think he's a Pabst Blue Ribbon man myself.
You know, but I'm very disappointed that there is no songs about a stumble cookie.
No.
That would be a great name for a band.
Yeah, I did it all for the cookie. Yeah, cookie. Yeah. You can take your cookie and stick it up your cookie, your stumble, or whatever the Limp Bizkit said. Yeah.
So now Ed, he would actually request the death penalty for himself, but instead he was given a life sentence for each count of murder. And he would hang out in California Medical Facility in Vacaville, and where he would become again a model prisoner.
Yeah, he did all the mental gatherings and trying to help people out. Yeah,
he was in charge. He was in charge of scheduling psychiatrist appointments for other inmates.
Shit.
And narrated over 5,000 hours.
You probably heard him. You probably heard him. You don't even know it.
Of audiobooks for the blind, which included, what did I say? V.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic and the Part 2 Petals in the Wind. I mean, so many, 5,000 hours of audiobooks.
You listen to Ed Kemper right now, and I'm going to read you Lord of the Rings Part 9.
Well, you listen to him. He's got a good narrating voice. I hate to even say it.
This is Shrek Part 12. Lord Farquaad's return.
But so the interview that I listened to twice and once with Jesse is it's called Interview with a Serial Killer, Ed Kemper, on Spotify. It's out there. You can listen to it. And while he's hung out with other famous serial killers that we will cover in the future.
I don't know about them.
And one was terrorizing California at the same time Ed was.
Which is who they were going after. They thought he was the guy. Wasn't old Ed. And I was just like, holy shit, Lindsay. They're not even looking at him at all. And he has done what he did.
To come arrest him. Literally beg him.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. I want to cook some chicken.
So yeah, we're going to wrap up our recap for today. Make sure, okay, so we're going to do all of our plugs really quick. And we do feature Jason. We have decided it's Chanel. We don't know if it's Channel or Chanel. We feature Jason Chanel.
Oh, because he's from Orlando and he's riding around in a cool ass car.
Cool ass song too, called Finesse on that episode.
It's really good, dude. I think it's really stuck in our heads, dude. Tell me who you're working with. Working with the best. It was so head PE.
Very head PE.
I love it.
Yes. So we are main website, drinkaboutsomething.site. Instagram, drinkaboutsomething. Gmail, drinkaboutsomethingpod@gmail.com. TikTok. Hello, TikTok. Thank you for joining us today. We are drinkaboutsomethingpod_Lindsay. And where are we at on YouTube, Jesse?
We're at Jensey, Jendsey. And you can find us and party with us. What is that? What is that thing going on over there? I don't even understand.
Oh, thank you for trying to co-host, but we're about to wrap it up. So maybe next time, buddy.
No,
Thank you.
No. Hang out on the co-host thing. Hang out on the co-host thing over here.
Oh, he already went away. Okay.
No, don't leave. Come back here in like a few minutes, because when we're done with our actual recording and we say we're done, I want to speak with you for a minute. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's awesome, because when we're doing this, actually we're doing a live, and we're doing this in and recording it for YouTube. So that's awesome, right? I want to talk to him. I want to fuck with him.
But we got to cook dinner.
Yeah, well,
we got to cook dinner for our hungry children.
Yeah, I'll tell him about one. Lindsay's going to give you that famous ass word, because we want you to check all of our stuff out.
Yes.
Go back and check out the actual episode, because there's so much more. It broke me.
If you don't know about Ed Kemper, go back and listen. Like I said, I couldn't repeat what happened again. I couldn't do it.
Just this recap alone took me this much. Y'all didn't even notice, did you? No, y'all don't know. Y'all need to be paying attention.
I smell the mango on your breath.
You smell all the alcoholisms on me. This is drunk about something.
Yeah.
Drunk about something. That's what we do. We're allowed to be sloppy and stupid on here. I love it.
Yes. But we're going to go cook now.
Yeah, I want Lindsay to get stupider with me. I don't know how.
I got to cook.
Okay, you can't. I just got to cook chicken. She has to make.
And we're about to have some family come over. So
okay, yes. So
we're gonna sign off.
Yes, we love you so much.
Love you so much. And bye. Bye.